Hello and welcome back to Baby We Eat. Today we are making apple pie. For our ingredients, we have homemade pie crust, lemon zest, we have juice of a half of a lemon, we have 5 pounds of apples, brown sugar, white sugar, all-purpose flour, kosher salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, milk, an egg, raw sugar. You need about 5 pounds of apples for this recipe. I used gala apples for my recipe. And then I like to slice my apples in chunks. You want to add your lemon juice to your apples so they don't turn brown. Here you're going to add your white sugar and brown sugar, and we're going to mix all that together to cover our apples. Here I'm adding in my cornstarch, or you could use all-purpose flour. I use cornstarch in this one. And we're going to mix all that together. And now I'm going to add my salt. And you want to mix that in. Here I added some butter to my pan. It is melted. I'm adding my apples into my pan. And now I'm adding my lemon zest, my cinnamon, nutmeg, and we're going to mix all that together. You want to simmer your apples on medium-high heat, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. You want your apples to be fork tender, but still hold their shape. And stir in your teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm going to take my apples out of the juice because I want to thicken up my juices. So I'm taking out my apples. And here you can see what we're left with. And I want this to thicken up for our sauce. So I'm thickening up my sauce. And I'm adding my sauce back to my apples. See how thick that is? Now I'm going to add my apples to the refrigerator later. You want to cool down your apple mixture before you add it to your pie crust. Here is my homemade pie crust. So now I'm adding my pie crust to my baking dish. And you just want to make sure that you smooth that out. All the bubbles and the bumps. You want to make sure that you have your excess out of the way. So we're smoothing it out. Here I'm adding back my apples to my pie crust. Apples look delicious. Now we're moving on to the top of our apple pie. And as you can see in my video, I did a lactase pie crust. It is so pretty, but it is not as hard as you think. You can also just toss the pie crust on whole. Here I'm just showing you how I'm laying it. You want to take your time. This is how I lay mine down. You want to use your shorter pieces for the end, your longer pieces for the middle. I make my pieces a little bit longer than the pie so that it's easier for me. Here I'm making the ends. Now I'm brushing my pie with egg and sugar. You could brush your pie with milk and add raw sugar, or you could brush it with egg and then sprinkle it with raw sugar, or you could mix it all together, whatever you decide. You want to bake your pie temperature at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. You will know the pie is done when you see the edges are brown and the center is light golden brown. You should see the filling bubbling away nicely. You want to let your pie cool on a wire rack for about 4 hours until your juices cool down. Once your pie is completely cool, you want to slice and serve. You can store your pie on the counter for up to 2 days covered with a plastic wrap. After they're transferred to the fridge. We have made apple pie. I want to thank you for watching Baby We Eats. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.